Hi everybody, today's video is going to be something very different and very necessary. I wanted to hand my YouTube channel, my platform, over to the Black community so that they can speak on anything they feel like saying, anything they want to share, and even some insights on the protest and what the future might bring. Some of these messages will be hard to hear, but it's important to hear them because a lot of people in the Black community, their voices haven't been heard. So let's lend an ear, let's listen up and hear some of their stories.
Okay, so this is probably going to come off as very aggressive, and if that's the case, then so be it, because I am actually really sick and tired of seeing people who have claimed to be a feminist not speaking up on Black Lives Matter. And if you heard me say that and you think, well, what does feminism have to do with Black Lives Matter, then like you are literally the exact person I'm talking about, because like feminism isn't feminism if it doesn't include all women, like if it's not intersectional. And Kimberlé Crenshaw has not spent the past 30 years explaining and doing talks and writing books and literature on intersectionality for you to just not care about Black women, especially when they need you. And so yeah, I just think, don't claim that title as a feminist. Like, I don't know if it gives you a weird warm glow or it helps you sleep at night or whatever it is, but you are not a feminist if you have not said a single word about Black Lives Matter. And don't think you're off the hook because you posted one black square on your Instagram. Like, come on, we can see your performative activism here. But yeah, I just actually needed to say this because I am not even betrayed, just furious by the amount of people I've walked by and walked with actually at the Women's March and at feminist protests for you to just sit back in silence. Like, did you not see the Black women at the march with you? Like, it's just so infuriating because you're genuinely not a feminist, and it's also not my job to educate you on what intersectionality is and what Kimberlé Crenshaw has said and done. But like, just go online and like, if you genuinely didn't think you were doing anything wrong and you wholeheartedly believe that you're a feminist, then I mean, I don't understand how, but okay, go and watch her TED talk on intersectionality because all the information's out there, and like, you just need to speak the fuck up. And as a marginalized part of society, do you not for a second like think, oh okay, well, for us it's a glass ceiling, for Black women it's a brick wall. Like, maybe I should speak up with the tiny amount of privilege I have. And if you continue to call yourself a feminist, even after you watch this, and don't support Black women, then stop lying to yourself. And no one wants your white feminism. No one. Literally, nobody wants your white feminism. So, yeah, I'm going to stop this now before I start aggressively yelling. But, like, just think about the things that you say that you are and that you fight for, because when it comes to the crunch, you clearly do not.
The African Americans that were hired, usually for industrial jobs, maintenance jobs, were all men. And the women that were hired, usually for secretarial or front office work, were all white. Only if the court was able to see how these policies came together would he be able to see the double discrimination that Emma DeGraff and Reed was facing.
Being a Black woman has come with its struggles, especially in my family life. Because I am 60% Black, I also have white family who are extremely racist and make very stereotypical comments about my achievements in life. My aunt and my own mother have expressed their racism in different ways as two white women. If I'm in public with my mom, she blames her not getting served quickly at a restaurant or in lines is due to racism. This doesn't seem racist until you realize she does it everywhere we go. My aunt, on the other hand, says stereotypical comments to me like, she won't like it because it isn't soul food, and other comments targeting my Black culture. My high school, Midland High in Midland, Michigan, has been on national news for a racist incident in my freshman year. And my junior year, a person I sat in class with later targeted Black interracial couples, saying they were the cause of drug abuse, rape, and murder. With me being a product of an interracial relationship And me being in one myself with my white boyfriend, I was inflamed because he also attacked one of my friends, and it hurt so much. The school let him come back the next school year, even though they found proof of him having multiple pictures of other Black people, probably me included, with comments calling them names on his laptop. Till this day, I still think if the kid was Black and he attacked white people, because my school is predominantly white, he would have never been able to come back.
My name's Rommie, and this is one of my many stories. Just recently in February, I went to Vegas, and what you do in Vegas, you party it up and you go to casinos. I had a different experience that kind of changed my perspective on Vegas and just me going out in general, because it was really nerve-wracking what happened to me. If I would have done anything differently, I'm pretty sure the situation would have ended differently as well. But I'm glad I had friends and stuff. Anyways, I walked into a casino. I don't even remember which casino it was now. And upon entering, the moment I walked in, I was wearing a hoodie, a pink hoodie, and I was approached by 4 police officers, and it wasn't like a big deal, but they told me that I had to take my hood off, and I was very confused because, I mean, there's other people wearing hoods and hats, and I didn't know you couldn't wear a hood in a casino. So me being the person I am, I wanted to argue, but my friends gave me a certain look, and that look was, just say yes, sir, and don't say anything else. So I bit my tongue really hard, and I didn't say anything other than yes, sir, and I took my hood off, and that was the situation. Easy, simple, right? Nothing really bad. I think the fact is that why couldn't I wear my hood, or why was I approached? I want to point out that I was with 2 people who were white, or passed as white. But I often think back on that situation and that story, because if I would have just argued or said, why not? Or just anything, I feel like it would have been really bad, especially in Vegas where I'm not from. I hate to get all emotional, and I don't know how long this is supposed to be, but yeah, we need to end racism in the world, specifically in the police force, because you are not supposed to be intimidated by the police. You are supposed to be able to call them when you feel like you need protection and safety. That is why it is said they are to serve and protect. And it's really sad because I don't remember when it was as a child that I switched from being okay with the police to fearing them, but somewhere it happened, and it's all I've ever known. So yeah, my name is Rommie, and this is my story.
Something that I often struggle with in times of racial crisis is not knowing what to say or do. Usually when I hear about things that happen to people like George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tony McDade, and so many others, my first reaction is to just not react at all. I tend to mentally and emotionally shut down as a defense mechanism to block out all the pain. And of course, that never works. So shortly after, I feel all of the anger and hurt boil up inside of me at once. What really helped me was seeing the quote, "Speak the truth even if your voice shakes." And that's exactly what I've been doing ever since. And no matter what, it's never going to feel like enough. I'm always going to want to do more. But what's most important is that I do something, anything, and everything I can to make a difference. And I've seen so many other people of all backgrounds, ages, races, everything do the same. And because of that, it's helped me feel less helpless and more hopeful.
So, back in Buffalo, growing up, my mother's house was vandalized. Our neighbors across the street, white supremacists, a few of them were members of the KKK. They didn't like me very much. They did not like that we were in the neighborhood. They didn't like seeing us. So one day they made it very known They wrote the N-word on our garage door in spray paint. It's so hard to get off. They threw watermelons all over our front lawn, into our windows, and smeared it all over the house. They TP'd the tree to make it look like the KKK cloak hat. They put over 40 for sale signs on our front lawn. That many for sale signs wouldn't even fit on our lawn, but they made sure to get them all closely knit to make it clear that we need to get out. I remember seeing vicious drawings of what looked like us being lynched. They also left a note, a strongly worded letter to get rid of us. And I won't go into complete detail of what it said because it still to this day hurts me. Just imagine you come home and you see all of that. Your own home, where you're supposed to feel safe, where you're supposed to relax, your place of sanctuary, destroyed, vandalized, things broken, all in pure evil and hate because of the color of my skin and my hair. The police we called, but they were friends with them. And they said if we tried to take it to court, they would come over at nighttime and show us a lesson. So when people are so shocked and surprised at the way police are treating us right now, it's always been that way. You see, white privilege does exist. White supremacists in power equals racist. Taking the bigotry that they already have, giving them that power, it's dangerous. It is extremely dangerous. Not only were our neighbors a danger to us and racist, so were the police. And they had every power to do what they wanted to do. So imagine that. That was terrifying to know that who the hell can you call when you're in danger? Nobody. And those are the people who are supposed to protect and serve. Now, the reason I wanted to share this story is because it's something that stuck with me my entire life. I was only 3.
Hi, Hannah. You asked me a very important question. How have your points of the views changed about the world before the Black Lives Matter protests began, and how do I feel now? Before the protests began, I was a little ignorant, and I was a little reliant on people I shouldn't have. I was a little reliant on the people of America, on the people of the world to keep me safe. I thought that the world is going to take care of this. I'll just sit back and let the world do this. And I was hugely mistaken. I realized that if we all, as human beings, as the human race, do not come together, we're going to fail. We can't leave this big of a burden to someone else. We have to stand up. We have to speak up. And we have to listen. I feel now that, personally, I found my purpose. I live in LA, and a lot of people come here from all places of the world, like countries like, I don't know, Africa, America, China, all countries. And we come here to figure it out. And I feel like I finally figured out my path, my next step, my direction. I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm mad. I'm feeling all of these emotions because as much as I'm presently trying to do things, there's so much work to be done. So this call out that I'm trying to do right now for people, this call out for support, I wish everyone was doing this. I wish everyone was grabbing their neighbor. I wish everyone was grabbing their friend, grabbing the person at the grocery market. Even though COVID, don't grab them, but you know what I mean. Grab them, look them in the eyes and say, we need you to speak up. That's about it. Thank you, Hannah. I would love to collab with you in the future. And Black Lives Matter, say their names. Yeah.
Before I was even able to comprehend the word, I was called the N-word in 4th grade by a grown adult. I have been followed around stores. I have been wrongfully convicted of things I have not done before. I've had wrongful police traffic stops that I had to fight in court. And I've been told I need to straighten my hair or I can't wear my braids to work. I have 4 Black brothers, and I fear for them losing their lives every single day because of their skin color. It's not enough just to say Black Lives Matter. You have to scream that shit. Fight for change. Defund the police department. This is only the beginning. I don't want my kids or grandkids growing up in a world of oppression and pain. So be on the right side of history this time.
Thank you everyone that sent in your message or your story. I want to do another video like this, so if you guys want to be a part of the next one, make sure to send your video to contact@hannahforciermedia.com. I just want to do the little part that I can in sharing stories that should be heard. In the last 2 weeks, I've done a lot to educate myself on the history and the present day struggles of the Black community, and a lot of that is around police brutality and the system that was made on white supremacy. And it's really sad when your eyes are more open to that, and if you are someone that looks like me that has the same skin color, then we will never understand. We just won't. But we can do our best to seek out those stories, to change your algorithm on TikTok, to look up more Black creators and artists, and take the time to watch all the recommended Netflix movies and shows that can only teach you more about what struggles the Black community goes through. So do your best to be the best ally you can. To all of my white followers, remember that as human beings filling up the population of, the USA and all around the world, we do have a say, and we can change the government, we can change the system. So we just have to keep ourselves educated and on top of it, and know exactly what we're fighting for, and do our best to help fight with those who have been oppressed. So, yeah. With just the last week and a half of protesting every day out here in LA, we are seeing a lot of changes. We just have to keep going. I don't know if you guys are out there protesting, but there's a lot of different ways to help. There are Twitter chains of petitions out there that you can easily look up, and there are places to donate. So know what role you could play and do it. I have a say, you have a say. We all can come together and we can all help actually make this place a world of equality. So let's do it. Let's change the future, guys. Let's make sure stuff like this doesn't happen again. It's on us. I'm just so passionate right now, and I need to go. Gotta go. also final advice that I've learned is to do your research. And there are tons of clothing companies, shoe companies that are all run by beautiful Black women that definitely deserve a lot more eyes and a lot more sales than they get right now. Everyone has a role to play, okay? And so just do your best to research as much as you can. Buy from the right places, right? And no justice, no peace, okay? I believe in the future, I believe in us, I believe in you. So let's do it. I'm gonna put lots of links down below, so make sure to expand the description box and it'll all be there, okay? I'm gonna go join another protest in Hollywood. Okay, bye!